What is up, lovely people of YouTube? Today I'm doing a tutorial on this amazing little wrap bracelet, and I'm going to show you how to get your beads in as well. So for this project I'm using this cotton yarn by Yarn and Colors. This was like 70p per ball. Then you need some beads and a button to create your fastening. You're going to need some darning needles for right at the end, and the hook that I'm using is 2 millimeters. So let's make a start. First things first, you're going to get in the amount of beads you want per chain. So I've got 5 chains here, and in these 5 chains I've put around 4 each. So in total I'll need 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. For this tutorial I'm just doing 4 rows though, so I'll probably just use 4, 8, 12, 16 beads. So go ahead and put 16 through here. So all I've done to make my life a bit easier to thread these through is I've got a candle and I'm just rubbing the back of my yarn on this candle. This makes it sort of nice and hard, and you can cut this off towards the end, but it makes it a bit easier. So if I get one bead, it'll make it a bit easier for my yarn to go through, like so, because often cotton yarn is so splitty. So if you have a candle lying around, it will help you quite a lot. So I've beaded my 4, 8, 12, 16 because I'm going to have 4 per chain, and we can make a start. And before I start, regarding the sizing, adult female's wrist is 7 inches around. So what we're going to try and do is, if you have a tape measure, measure 7 inches, and I'll tell you when to. And if you don't, that's fine. We're just going to work around our wrist and measure it while we go around our wrist. So we will cut this waxy bit off towards the end if you've used a wax candle to put these beads through. So let's make a start. You will need to do a slip knot. So I put it around my finger twice, bring the back bit forward and bring that back bit forward and pull this middle bit through, like so. Right. And to start, we will chain 7 to create this little fastening where the button and the hole will go. So go ahead and chain 7 for this bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're ready to do the actual chains that go around the wrist. So I know for me it's roughly 45, but I'll show you how to do it according to your wrist. So go ahead and roughly do around 40 chains or 45 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what I'm going to do is just add beads in between. So I've done my 10 and I roughly have to do 40 or 45. So in between I can add my beads. So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get my bead through at my 10th. Make sure you don't lose count. And then what I'll do is yarn over and pull through and count this as the 11th. So then 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I might add one more bead here. And there's no really pattern to where you can add beads. You can add them wherever you want. Add my bead there and then yarn over. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And I might add a bead here. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now we're going to pause here and see if this goes around our wrist. So I'm just going to pull this through, take my hook out, and if this goes around my wrist, then that's how many I need. So I'm going to stick to 40 chains in between. So now we're just going to add 7 more chains for our fastening. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. What we're going to do now is go into the next chain right here and do a single crochet. So I'm going to go into that chain here and do a single crochet. I'm going to do it for the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in total, I should have 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add 1 more, so it comes to 7. And in between, we're going to go back to adding our beads. So there's no particular pattern. This time I might add one at, let's start chaining and see where I had one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll just add one here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. When you reach the 40, you're just going to straighten things out. And we're going to count 7 from here. So let me get a needle. So 1, 2, let me bring this closer to the camera actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this space here, we're going to do a slip stitch. So what I'll do is put my thumb right there, put my hook right in there, bring it back, sorry, a single crochet, and we're going to do a single crochet in there, and then do it 6 more times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Might be a bit fiddly getting this last one in. Right, then chain 1 and turn the bracelet. So now we're ready to do a button opening. So what we're going to do is in that same space, do 1 single crochet. In the next one, do another single crochet. And now you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives us 6. And then we'll skip 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 7th one, we'll do our 7th stitch. So that gives us 7. Now let's go ahead and chain and pour our beads into our work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And we should have 4 left for the last round. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So we're going to lay our bracelet down flat and we're going to do our 7 single crochets into there. So I'm just going to bring this closer to the camera. So this would be my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 7th one is always going to be a bit difficult. Then chain 1, turn the bracelet around. We're ready to do our last one and I'll show you how to finish it off. So let's go ahead and do our 7 single crochets as usual. The first one can go into here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're ready to do our last chain. Ready to do even our last chain. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this in a random order. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Now lay your bracelet down so you're not twisting it, and we want to join it up with this one. Although, as you can see, this doesn't quite line up. I feel like I've added a bit too many stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and recheck this one. You can often check by lying it down and see if this one goes a bit over, then just remove a few stitches. Right, so I just removed 4 stitches so it lines up, and now I'm ready to do the final bit. So I'm just going to turn this around and lie it down this way. And what we're going to do is do 1 single crochet into this 7th stitch to join, and then into these you will do 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've done 5 in total so far. We need to add our 6th and 7th one. So go ahead, 6 and 7. Right. So as far as the bracelet, we are done. And cut this off here. And then I'm just going to pull this through. And this is where we need our darning needles just to weave these ends in. So I'll show you how to do that as well. So I've got the smallest eye needle I can. And what you're just going to do is get these 2 ends and weave them around. There's no particular way of doing this. I just weave it around until I can get to the middle-ish part. I'm fine with that being here. I'll just weave it in one more time. It's quite difficult to work through. So I've got my darning needle and I've put it through, and I'm just weaving in and out like so with these ends. So I'm just going to pull that, and with the other one I'm going to go to this side as well. So there's no particular way of doing this. I'm just doing what I feel is right. Bit tough to work through. Try not pull too much, otherwise you might just alter the shape of the square. Because this is such a small section, you have to be quite patient. So when I feel I've reached this side, which I'm happy with now, what I'm going to do is just tie 2 knots and snip this off. So 1 and 2. There we go. Right, so now you can trim this a bit more so it's more hidden. So now just check that it fits your wrist. I'm quite happy with how this fits. It's a bit tangled. Right, so I'm quite happy with how this fits, and I'm very happy with the color. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a button that I like. So I'm just going to go for this one here. But make sure it can go through the hole. Whoops. So we're not going to sew it in where it's, so we're going to turn it around. So where we tied our knot is facing downwards. And then we're going to sew our button in here. So for this, I've just got, if your buttonholes are big enough, you can use these smaller darning needles, but if not, I've just got the smaller ones and a purple thread. Actually, before doing that, I'm just going to check that this needle can go through this button, as it'll make my life a bit easier. Oh, and it can, so I'm just going to stick to this. I'm going to put this through my needle, leave a bit of long thread, and cut. So all you have to do is place your button wherever you like it, and then just start sewing it in really. I'm going to go in a nice cross pattern so the button looks quite good. I was going to say make sure you leave enough thread so you could tie the end. So I've probably made life a bit difficult for myself there. But just go ahead and continue putting that button. So when you're all done, just tie a knot right here to secure the button in place. I'm going to do it 3 times because I like to make sure it's super secure, and then just cut the rest of the remaining ends off. So I'm happy with that. Pull it tightly. Just going to snip it off. Our bracelet is now complete and I'm very happy with it, so I'm just going to try it on and make sure it still fits me. Alright guys, so I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm super happy with these bracelets, and if you make some, please tag me on Instagram because I'd love to see your bracelets and what beads you use. Overall, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and please subscribe because I'm coming back